Hi everyone, welcome to our first recap of the video series done targeting GCE O-level mathematics subject. Today we will discuss two questions prepared which will cover up some important theories in the syllabus. So let's move into our first question. So this will be our first question. We kindly request you to take down the question by pausing the video and try yourself before looking into the workings. So let's move forward with our workings. So the first question it says 2 over x minus 2 plus 1 over 2 times x minus 2 is equals to 1. So you need to solve for x. Now you can see this is our first term with the denominator x minus 2. And this is our second term with the denominator 2 times x minus 2. So you can see x minus 2 is common, but 2 is there, but 2 is not in here in your first term. So you need to make it 2 times x minus 2. So once you put 2 over here, your original expression will get damaged. So you cannot do that. You cannot damage your original equation, original expression. So in order to avoid that, you need to multiply your numerator also by 2. So once you do that, 2 times 2 divided by 2 times x minus 2 plus 1 over 2 times x minus 2 will be equals to 1. So here 2 get cancelled and it will be 2 over x minus 2. It goes to the, it is same as the original equation. So there is no harm done to your originality. So once you do that, the 2 times 2 will be 4. 4 over 2 times x minus 2 plus 1 over 2 times x minus 2 is equals to 1. Now you can see there is a common denominator which is 2 times x minus 2. So you can add the numerators together. Having a common denominator 2 times x minus 2, you can add 4 plus 1 is equals to 1. So 4 plus 1 over 2 times x minus 2 is equals to 1. So then it is 5 over 2 times x minus 2 is equals to 1. Once you cross multiply it, you can see 2 times x minus 2 equals to 5. You might think 2 times x minus 2, when you multiply it with 1, it will go to the right hand side. Yes, it is. You can keep it in the right hand side. But since the variable you are going to find is x, you need to subject it in the left hand side. It is better. It is for your convenience purposes. It is better to keep it in the left hand side, right? So if you get it 5 equals to 2 times x minus 2, it's okay. You can change your directions, right? 2 times x minus 2, you can take it to your left hand side and 5 goes to the other side, right? No change happened. So 2 times x minus 2 will be equals to 5. Then you need to solve for the brackets. It will be 2x minus 4. That means 2 times minus 2 will be minus 4 is equals to 5. Now you need to subject x. So you need to remove all the additions, divisions, multiplications, subtractions from x. So first thing I'm going to remove here it is minus 4. To remove minus 4, I add plus 4 to my left hand side. So it will be 2x minus 4 plus 4. And once you're doing something to your left hand side, you have to do the same thing to your right hand side. So it will be 2x minus 4 plus 4 will be equals to 5 plus 4. So you can see minus 4 plus 4 here, it cancel and here it becomes 9. So 2x will be equals to 9. So since you need to subject x, you need to divide each term, right, each side by 2. So once you divide like that, it will be x times x is equals to 9 over 2 or 4.5. You can express your answer in the fractional form or else in the decimal form. Always it is better to keep it in the decimal form since it is the most simplest form of keeping the answers. But if it is asking the question to keep the answers in fractional form, you can keep it as a fraction, right? So if you are not asked, you can keep it in the decimal form. So x will be equals to 9 over 2 or 4.5. In our second question, it is a quadratic equation where x squared minus 6 minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. So here it is a quadratic equation. It's a simple quadratic equation. You can solve the quadratic equations either by completing squares or splitting your second term, which is here minus x, into two terms, right? So since it is a simple equation, I'm going to use the splitting method. So when you're splitting your second term into two terms, there is a very important rule. That is, the coefficient of the two terms, once you add those two coefficients, you should get the coefficient of your second term. And once you multiply the coefficients of those two terms, you should get your third term. So here plus 2 minus 3 will get minus 1 here, and plus 2 into minus 3 you get minus 6. So you will get a four term quadratic equation here. X squared plus 2x minus 3x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now you can see these are my first two terms and these two are my second two terms. So from the first two terms I can take x out. Once you take x out, you can see x remain here and 2 remain here. So x times x plus 2. And from the next two terms, I took minus 3 out. Once you take minus 3 out, it will be x plus 2 remain here, will be equals to 0. So now you can see if you simplify this equation, you will get the same thing. There is no damage done again, right? So now you have a expression with two common terms. Two common terms in the means two terms. Like so x times x plus 2 is my first term, minus 3 times x plus 2 is my second term. So out of these two terms, you can see x plus 2 is common. X plus 2 is common, but here you have x, here you have minus 3. So you can take x plus 2 out of these two terms. X plus 2 out. Once you take x plus 2 out, x will remain here and minus 3 will remain here. So once you expand the brackets, you can see x times x plus 2 here, minus 3 times x plus 2 over here. So it will be equal to 0. So now you have multiplication of two factors equal to 0. In order to solve it, you can equate each factor to 0 separately. So x minus 3 will be equal to 0 and x plus 2 will be equal to 0. So once you solve it, x is equal to 3 and x is equal to minus 2. You can use either 3 or minus 2 for this equation. You can you can check these equations. The two sides get balanced. Once you put 3 and minus 2, 3 or minus 2 to this x, you get this side 0, right? So it get balanced. So x equals to 3 and x is equal to minus 2 will be our answers. Now moving to the second part of the first question, it says Ashin has rupees 18 in his hand. The number of 2 rupee coins is twice as the number of 5 rupee coins. If he has x number of 2 rupee coins and y number of 5 rupee coins, then build up two simultaneous equations using x and y. So in order to get my first equation, I'm going to use my first sentence. It says Ashen has rupees 18 in his hand. That means the total value of money in his hand is 18. If you move to the middle part of the data given, you can see if he has x number of 2 rupee coins, the value of a 2 rupee coin is 2. So therefore, if he has x number of 2 rupee coins, the total value of the 2 rupee coins will be 2 times x. And similarly, you can see that he has a y number of 5 rupee coins and the value of 1 5 rupee coin is 5. So the total value of the 5 rupee coins he had is y times 5. So 2 times x plus 5 times y will be equals to the total value in his hand, which is rupees 80. So 2 times x plus 5 times y will be 80. That will be our first equation. And from the second sentence, you can see the number of 2 rupee coins, which is x, is twice as the number of 5 rupee coins, which is y. So x is equal to twice y. So x is equals to 2y will be my second equation. Now it says to solve those two equations. So I'll write down my first equations, two simultaneous equations. So from that, I'll take my first equation, which is 2x plus 5y equal to 80. And from the second equation, I know x is equal to 2y. So you can replace the value of x in your first equation by 2y. So x is equal to 2y. So 2 times x is 2y plus 5y is equal to 18. Once you solve it, 4y plus 5y is equal to 18. Then it is 9y is equal to 18. Since you need to subject y, you need to divide each side by 9. So it will be y equals to 2. So now you know y equals to 2 and x is equal to 2y. So replace y with 2 in your second equation. Either you can use your second equation or first equation to solve x. Since the second equation is more simpler, I use my second equation. So it will be x is equals to 2y, x is equals to 2 times 2, x will be 4. So Ashen has 4 2 rupee coins and 2 5 rupee coins in his hand. Right. So then a third part of the question, it says find the value using the table of logarithms. So it is a normal expression is given here with the which is combined with multiplications, powers, and divisions. Right. So if you're applying log rule to these expressions, you can these operations get changed. The multiplications became additions. The divisions will become my subtractions. So let's apply the log rule to those sides. So once you do log x, right, to left hand side, you need to do the logarithms to your right hand side. So it will be log 51.8 first. Then here it is multiplication. So it is plus log 9.72 the perfect square. Then you have a division. That means minus log 114.6. Now, you know, here in the second term, it is log 9.72 perfect square. You can take the perfect square out. You can take any power out of log, then it will become a multiplication factor. So once you take 2 out of log, it becomes 2 times log 9.72. If you have 3 here, you can take 3 out, then it will be 3, then it will become 3 times log 9.72. If it is 4, 4 times log 9.72. Likewise. So if you are taking any power out of your log from your logarithm expressions, it becomes a multiplication factor. Right. So now you need to find the values of these log 51.8, log 9.72, log 114.6. So let's go for our log table. Right. So this is our log table. So you can see from this, you just need to forget about the decimals. That means either it is 51.8, either it is 114.6 or 9.72. You just forget about all those decimals. So it won't be any decimals long, right? So you just keep the numbers 51.8, right? So the first two numbers are represented in your first column. So 51, we need to find the value of 51 here. So it is over here. So 51, then you need to go for 8. 8 is in your this column. You can see if you scroll down, you will come here. It is 7143, 7143. Now the answer here, it is 7143. So the here 7143 means 0.7143, right? So 0.7143 is the logarithmic value of 5.18, right? In log tables, these values are 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.31, likewise. So similarly, here it is 5.18. So the logarithmic value of 5.18 is 0.7143. So let's keep it in mind and go for the other one. It is 9.72. So 9.72 is here. So now it is straight away, it's 9.72. Here it is 97 and 2 will be 1. It is 0, 1, 2. So 9877. Right from this row, it will be 9877. You can see that. I hope you can see that 9877. So 9.7. and you have 114.6. So 114.6 means you have 1 here, first two numbers, 114, 4, it will be 0.5, 0.0569. So 0.569, but you have 1.146. So in the 6 here, you can have the mean difference. In the 6, you have 23, right? So 1.146. 1 point, you can see 1.1, 4 here, 0.0569, and 6 is 23. So you need to add this 23 to this 0.0569, right? So once you add, it will become 0.0592, 0.0592, right? You need to add this 23 to your value here, right? So now you have the values. So I hope you understand the way to find the logarithmic values from the table. So let's move to our answers. All right. So now here, let's find the values. Log 5.18, we got the value 0.7143. And log 9.72, we got 0.9877. And log 1.146, the value of 1.146 is 0.0569, and you add 23. I think you can remember we add 23 to this corner, so it becomes 0.0592. Now you cannot apply these values straight away here. Why is that? Here it is 51.8, but we found for 5.18. Here you can apply 9.72. It will be straight away this value. You can apply this value. And here once again you cannot apply. Here it is 114.6, but we got the value of 1.146. So how are we going to solve it? So log x will be equals to, now you can see the value here is 5.18. But in order to get 51.8, we need to move this decimal point from here to here. So you need to change. You need to move your decimal from 1 point, right? You need to shift your decimal forward by 1 place. So when you're shifting your decimal point to 51.8, that means by one place you need to add 1 to here, right? If you move your decimal place from 5.18 to 518.0, that means you have moved your decimal points by 2 points, right? Here 1 2, then you need to put 2. Now here in order to get 51.8, you have to move your decimal point from 5.18 to 51.8. That means only 1 point. So you need to add 1. Similarly, in here, you have 114.6. That means here you got the value for 1.146. In order to get 114.6, you need to move your decimal from 2 points, right? It becomes 11.46, 114.6. So you have moved your decimal by 2 places, right? So you need to add 2 here. So in order to get it 51.8, you just need to put 1 here, since you have shifted your decimal by 1 point, and here you have shifted your decimal by 2 points, so you need to put 2 here. So once you do that, you can obtain this, right? So you can obtain this 1.714, right? 714, I keep it to the third decimal point, so it is 1.714. And here it comes as it is 0.9877, right? 988 for the third decimal point. And in the third one, 114.6, you need to put 2.059, right? It will be 2.059 since you shift your decimal by 2 points. So it will be 2.059. So I hope you get that answer, right? So then it will be log x is equals to, once you solve this expression, you get 1.631. Now you need to find the antilog of this. So antilog of 1631, right? 1.631. So you just forget about this, right? You just forget about this, the number left to your decimal. You just forget about the number left to your decimal and consider your right hand side. Then check for the log values. So let's again check for the log values. Right. So you had 0.631, right? So 631 you had. So 631 here, it is somewhere here. You can see 6365, 6355, 63. Right, here it is. 6304, right? You have the most closest downs, right? 6304. Right. So it will be 42, right? 4.2, 4.27, 4.27 you have, but you have 631. So in order to get 631, you need to add 6 more to your value. So in order to add 6, you need to go for the value here. So here it is. Here you have 6. So the value of 6 here, it is 6, right? So it will be 4.276, 4.276, right? I hope you get that. And let's move back to our presentation. Right, so you get the value here. Log x is equal to 1.631. So from 631, you got the antilog of 1.631. So the antilog of 631 is 4.276. Now you have 1 here. In order to have that 1, now this is without any decimals. Now this is for the value of 0.4.276 is the antilog of 0.631. In order to make it 1.631, you need to multiply it by 10 to the power 1. So answer will be x is equal to 10 to the power 1.631 is equal to 42.76. Right, I hope you get that answer. Now you can just simply use the calculator and get this answer, but since you are not allowed to use calculators in your level exam, you need to use the log tables. You need to refer it. So once you refer it, you just forget about the number left to your log, right? Number left to your decimal, you just take the value right to your decimal and take the antilog. So antilog of 631 is 4.276. Since you had 1 in front, you just multiply by 10 to the power 1. If you have 2, it will be 10 to the power 2. If you have 3, it will be 10 to the power 3. Now since here if you take the antilog, here if you have this kind of expression 2.059, it will be 10 to the power 2, right? Since you had 2. Here it is 1, it will be 10 to the power 1. So 4.276 into 10 to the power 1, it will be equal to 42.76. So that will be the answer for the expression. So answer for the x using logarithmic tables. Right. So this will be the second question. Please quickly, you can go through the question. Let's move to the answer straight away. You can pause the video and take your questions and try yourself before moving into the workings again. Right. So this will be the second and the third part of the question. Right. So let's move forward. So the question says the letters H and L in the following diagram represent the location of a harbor and a lighthouse respectively. At a certain moment, two ships A and B lies collinear with the point H, the harbor. At the moment, the ship A is located at 4.5 kilometers on a bearing of 40 degrees from H while L is located at 3 kilometers from ship A on a bearing of 110 degrees. So an angle ABL is equal to 90, which is this. So our first question is copy the diagram to your paper and insert the above data. Now let's see each sentence one by one. So it says the letters H and L in the following diagram represent harbor and lighthouse. So this will be a harbor, this will be my lighthouse. And at a certain moment, two ships A and B. So these are two ships. They lies collinear with point H, right, which is the harbor. Collinear means it's the both all these 3 points H, A, B, they lie on the same line. That is why it says collinear. So same straight line, you can see. And at that moment, that means when A and B lies collinear with H, it says the ship A is located at 4.5 kilometers on a bearing of 40 degrees. So once it says 40-degree bearing, it is measured from north. So let's see. So this will be my north direction. I represent it using an arrow. North direction. From north it is 4 point. Now the distance to A from H is 4.5 kilometer and at a bearing of 40 degrees. So from north it is 40 degrees, right? From north it is 40 degrees. Then it says from H while L is located. Now here it is L. L is located at 3 kilometers from ship A. So from A, L is 3 kilometers, right? So A, it will be 3 kilometers from the distance between A and L is 3 kilometers. And A is located, right? L is located at a bearing of 110 degrees, right? L is located at 3 kilometers from ship A on a bearing 110 degrees. So 110 degrees means from north, it will be 110 degrees. So it will be, you can represent like this. So from north, you count clockwise direction. Clockwise direction from north, from north clockwise direction 110 degrees. Here from north in the clockwise direction it is 40 degrees. So here in north the clockwise direction 110 degrees and the distance is 3 kilometers. So now we have insert the data. Let's move forward. Now using trigonometric tables find the values of BHL, angle BHL. You can see BH here and L here. So you need to find this angle, which is X, right? So let me take the angle BHL as X, right? So in order to find X, now you know this BHL is a right angle triangle. So if it is a right angle triangle, according to this angle, if you take this angle, this will BL will be my opposite side. And HB will be my adjacent side and HL will be my hypotenuse. So if you know any two sides, you can find the value of X using trigonometric expressions. So let's see how I'm going to find it. Right. Now we know QHB. That means, so I marked these 2 points, northern points as P and Q. So QHB, which is 40 degrees, is equals to PAB, which is this. This is 40 degrees. Why I say so? Because this HQ line and AP lines are parallel, right? Pointing towards north direction means these two lines are parallel. Now you can see a F shape here. I hope you can remember the theory of these angles, F shape. Once you have F shape, according to the corresponding angles, QHB angle will be equals to PAB angle, right? The reason because they are corresponding angles. The shape of corresponding angles is F shape. Here it is a F shape. You can see, I hope you can see, it is a F shape. And then BAL. You can see BAL. Now the whole angle PAL, right, will be 110 degrees because the data is given. Now you know PAB is 40 because corresponding angles. So PAB, if PAB is 40, you can find the BAL angle. It will be 110 degrees. That means this whole angle minus this smaller portion. You get the remaining portion, which is BAL, right? So let me show you using pen, right? So this will be my 40 degrees. So this will be 110 minus 40, which is 70, right? So I think that's clear, right? So let's move forward, right? So once you know that BAL is 70 degrees, now BAL triangle is also right angle triangle. It is a small right angle triangle where hypotenuse is AL and you know the value of hypotenuse. Since you know the hypotenuse, you can find the length of AB and you can find the length of BL using trigonometric expressions, right? The angle is 70. Once you apply sine, cos, tan, anything, you can find AB and BL if you know the hypotenuse, right? So let's forward. So from triangle ABL triangle, cos 70, which is this angle, right? Cos 70 equals, so cosine of a triangle will be the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. So my adjacent side is AB. AB divided by hypotenuse is AL, right? AL. So cos 70 will be equals to AB divided by AL means 3, right? So once you cross multiply these two, AB will be equals to 3 cos 70. Now you need to find the cosine value using the tables. Yeah, I haven't used the tables. I straight away find the value. So let me show you how to find the cosine value using your table. Right. So you have here the natural sines table, sine table, and from the bottom side it will be cosine. Right. From the top it will be sine, and from the bottom it will be cosine. So how to find the cosine of angle? Right? So from this corner, you can see this column, right? I hope you can see this column. So these will be my angles, right? From this, you can see it is 45 here. Here you can see 0, cos 0, cos 1, cos 10, likewise it goes, and cos 44 here. And here you have cos 45, and likewise we need cos 70. So cos 70 will be this value. Cos 70. It is only given in degrees. There is no minutes. So it will be 0 minutes. So cos 70 and 0 minutes means 0.3420. Right? So similarly, let's find the value of sine 70. So we need to find sine 70. Sine is calculated in this column. So you can go scroll down and sine 45, sine 50 here, sine 60 here, and here goes sine 70. So the sine 70, and there is no minutes, it is 0.9397, right? So let's keep those two numbers in mind and let's move backwards to our right. So you know 3 times cos 70. Now you know the value of cos 70. It's like 0.3 something. I can't remember actually the value. I think you can refer to your like tables and get the value of cos 70 as I mentioned. So 3 times cos 70, it will be 1.03, right? So 1.03. So you know the value of AB now. So once you know the value of AB, you you can get the value of HB, right? So according to this angle X, you know the adjacent side now. You know the adjacent side. Now you need to find your opposite side, right? So opposite side can be taken. This is 70 from sine 70, right? Sine 70. This is my 70. Sine 70 will be equals to my opposite side, which is BL, divided by hypotenuse, which is 3 kilometers. So sine 70 will be equals to BL divided by 3. So my BL will be, if you cross multiply, 3 times sine 70. The sine 70 is 0.9 something. I hope you can refer the tables. So 3 times sine 70 will be equals to 2.819. So that will be my BL. Now, since from the in the whole triangle HBL, you know, from the triangle HBL, you know the values of HB and BL, right? Now you can get a tan expression for this angle. Tan X or tan BHL will be equals to your opposite side, which is BL divided by adjacent side, right? So let's move forward. You can see tan X will be BL, which is my opposite side, divided by my adjacent side, which is HB. Now you can, you know, HA will be, HB will be equals to HA plus AB. HB will be equals to my HA plus AB. So once you solve, once you split it, it will be HA plus AB. And now you know BL, we have found it earlier from this small triangle, sine 70. We found BL, which is 2.819. And we know the value of HA since it's given 4.5 kilometers. So it is 4.5. And you know the value of AB, we have found earlier using the cosines, it will be 1.03 here. So 1.03. So once you solve it, it will be 2.819 divided by 5.53, which is equal to 0.5098. Right. So now you know tan X is equal to 0.5098. Now you need to find the cotangent of the cotangent of this angle, right? Cotan, the inverse of tan, to find the value of the magnitude of the angle. So let's move back to the tables to right. So here will be my tangent table, and from cotangent, can remember it is 0 point. So cotangent will be my this side. All right, wait, 0.5098. I hope I can remember 0. Where it is? It is 0.71 here. So cotan, it's cosine here. Tangent here, here it is. 0.50. Let's go like this. It's, if you scroll it down, you can see 27. Right, right, here it is. It's 0.5098 actually. You have 0.5098, but here you have 0.5095. Right. So in order to get 98, you need to add 3 more to this. So from the mean difference, you can add 3, but you have 4 here. So you need to add 4. Right. So the angle value here it is 27. Right. 27 degrees. And it is 0 here minutes, 0, 27 degrees, and 0 here it is 4 means 1. So it will be 27 degrees, 0, 1 minutes, right? You need to add 4 here. So 4 means you have 1 minute over here. So that means 27 degrees, and 0, 1 minute. So let's move back, right? So from that, it is 27 degrees and 0, 1 minute, right? So from the tables, you might be able to get the chance to find the value, right? In minutes. So it will be 27 degrees and 0, 1 minute. Right. So the angle BHL, the value of angle BHL will be 27 degrees and 0, 1 minutes. Right. So let's move to the next one. It says find the least common multiple of the two expressions 5xy and 6x squared. So in the least common multiple, now you can write 5xy as the multiplication of numbers. You can see 5xy is equal to 1 into 5 into x into y in the most simplest form. And similarly, in 6x squared, you can write 1 into 2 into 3 into x, right? So it will be shown as a multiplication of factors, and those factors are in the smallest form, and no other divisions can be done, right? So after representing your expressions, two expressions in this manner, now you can find the least common multiple. So how to find the least common multiple? You need to take the highest power of each factor. Now let's take 1 here. 1 is my first factor. Highest power of 1 is 1. Here it is 1. In the second expression, it is 1. So out of the two expressions, highest power of 1 is 1. So I took 1 here. And let's move to 2. Here the power of 2 is 1. But in your first expression, the power of 2 is 0. There is no 2 here. So you take the highest power, that is 2 to the power 1. You take to your LCM. And let's move to 3. 3 to the power 1 here. And you don't have any 3 here. So that means 3 to the power 0. So 3 to the power 0 here, 3 to the power 1. So the highest power is 3 to the power 1. You take 3 to the power 1 to the LCM. And if you move to 5, so if you are consider the LCM, you need to consider all the factors, right? All the factors in your two terms, right? Then, so let's move to 5, 5 to the power 1 here, and you don't have any powers of 5 here. It is 5 to the power 0. So highest power is 5 to the power 1 out of the two terms. So I take 5 to the power 1. And if you take x, you can see x to the power 1 is present in your first expression. And x to the power 2, you can see x into x is x squared. X to the power 2 is present in your second expression. So power 1 in the first expression, power 2 in the second expression. You can take the highest power, x to the power 2, to your LCM. Then if you take y, here it is y to the power 1, here it is y to the power 0. So you take the highest power, y to the power 1, to your LCM. Now you have represented LCM as a multiplication of all the factors. Once you multiply, you will get the least common multiple, which is 1 into 2 into 3 into 5 into x into y, which is equal to 30x squared y. That is the least common multiple of the given two terms. Right, so let's move to the second part. It says, in the following diagram, AB and CB represent the radius of a given circle and tangent drawn to the circle. Find the length of CD. So CB will be my tangent, which is 12 centimeters, and AB is my radius, which is 5 centimeters. Once you know A is the center and D is the point on the circumference, you can see AD is also my radius. So AD is also my radius, which is 5 centimeters. So now you know this angle. There is a rule which is called angle between a tangent and the line connecting the center is 90 degrees. Right? Once you draw a tangent to a circle from an external point, the angle it made angle between that tangent and the line connecting that tangent point and the center is equal to 90, right? So once you do that, you can see this angle will be 90 degrees, right? So this will be the tangent. This will be the line connecting the tangent point and the center. The angle between is 90. That is the theorem, right? Theorem that comes under tangents. So once you know this is a right angle triangle, ABC is a right angle triangle, right? So since ABC is a right angle triangle, you know this angle is 90, my AC will be my hypotenuse. You can see that. So AB will be my hypotenuse, and these are the opposite sides. These are the opposites and the adjacent sides, so 12 centimeters and 5 centimeters. So once you solve it from triangle ABC, you know AC is, now you can apply, since it's a right angle triangle, you can apply the Pythagoras theorem straight away. So you know AC squared, that means the hypotenuse squared is equal to AB squared, phi squared plus BC squared, which is 12 squared. So AC squared will be equal to 12 squared plus phi squared, which is 144 plus 25 is equal to 169 square centimeters. So that is AC squared. To get the value of AC, you need to take the square root of 169. Now, when you take the square root, you can obtain plus or minus 13. But since it is a length measurement, you need to take the plus sign. So it will be plus 13 centimeters. So AC will be, AC means from here to here, it will be 13 centimeters. So once you do that, now you know AD length is 5 centimeters since it's the radius. And if you deduct AD, that means 5 centimeters, from AC, which we have already taken from the Pythagoras theorem. AC, if you deduct AD, you will get the value of CD. So CD will be equal to AC minus AD, which is 13 centimeters minus 5 centimeters, right? For the reason you can say AD is the radius of the circle, therefore it is equal to 5 centimeters. So our CD will be equals to 13 minus 5 centimeters, which is 8 centimeters. So that is the value of your question. That is the answer for the question. So with that, we will wrap up the session and hope to see you all in our second recap with some more important theories. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.